Okay, welcome to another Tactical Technician video brought to you from Diagnation. What we have in front of us, this is just a quick couple of scope captures. I think it was a 2002 Chevy Cavalier Ecotech, came in on the hook, cranked over, no start, actually very little compression. I mean, the cadence was even, it almost sounded pretty much compressionless. So I got a few captures on this vehicle. I went out to it with my scope. Blue is relative compression. As you can see, there's not much deviation in those peaks and valleys. They're more like rolling hills. And the red is what we always got to bear in mind is the crankcase, because I wasn't sure the crankshaft was turning. It was so smooth, almost sounded like an electric motor. So I put a transducer on the dipstick hole, and I see pretty even peaks and valleys on the crankcase, which I could deem that the under compression of the engine was pretty good. I thought about oil wash down. Oil wash down is something we have to consider, but that red channel looks pretty good. The peaks and the valleys, and that's basically what the pressure is in the crankcase as the pistons go up and down. You were kind of reading that from the bottom, so that tells me that I don't have a case of oil wash down. I thought I did. Always got to bear that in mind, because sometimes that can happen a lot. The engine floods, and then it's exacerbated by somebody cranking it over with maybe no spark, or it just keeps getting worse and worse. But anyway, that's a crankcase waveform. And I will show you another waveform from the same car. It is a vacuum waveform, which I found kind of interesting. Let me go get that one. Okay, here we go. Okay. Take a look at this waveform. This is I moved the transducer to an intake, I think a canister purge hose going from the purge solenoid to the intake manifold. And look, those are our vacuum flows. They're also very even, which tells me I still have obviously a major issue due to the relative compression, the blue line, but the transfer points between intake poles and exhaust valves looks pretty even there. So whatever it is, I would say both camshafts, even though they ended up being out, the timing chain had like an inch of slop, and it whipped around so hard that it broke the valve cover. It put a crack in the valve cover. And but anyway, the vacuum pulls are even. You don't see anything, any acceleration of the crankshaft. Everything is very even. The cadence is even, but nonetheless, this engine had major problems, and the customer opted not to have us repair it. So those are two important tests to do. Quick tests with the scope, with your transducers. And anyway, signing off from Diagnation. Thanks a lot.